Welcome to your daily dose of theological German. I'm going to try something slightly different today. We are in our last installment in a series of 15 episodes reading through some Paul Tillich on the theology of culture. And what I'd like to try today is to do a longer section of text for two reasons. One, I want to get to the end of the paragraph that we've been reading through so we can kind of finish Tillich's kind of thought that we've been tracking. But the other reason is I think it would be helpful to go through several sentences in the final episode with perhaps fewer comments on grammar and syntax to just actually practice working our way quickly through some German and actually just kind of reading along in a more fluid fashion. And so I think I'm going to try that on the final episode of any given series. I will sort of take everything we've been working our way through and then just do a whole bunch of sentences for getting used to seeing German and flowing through it in a more rapid fashion without stopping to pause and talk about every little thing. And so that'll just give you some exposure to some German writing and reading that is a little different from the usual episodes and kind of make a nice conclusion on any given series. And so we'll start that with today's. So there's a few sentences here to finish off Paul Tillich's thought on the theology of culture and the distinction he's making between the philosophy of religion and theology. Now, having said that, I am going to stick very closely to the German word order, so our translations on these final episodes for each series going forward are going to be very wooden and will follow the German. And so that way you'll still kind of get a sense of the syntax and what it is that's going on so that you're not just totally lost in me jumping around finding verbs and things without explanation. You'll kind of be able to see how the German itself actually flows. And so you'll have to kind of use your German brain while you're hearing these English words to see how these sentences actually go together. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and finish off this paragraph of Tillich here, okay? In this sense is now the concept in our context, or term, I guess you should say, is now the term in our context meant. And in this sense, it can, in my opinion, alone as or on a scientific utility make a claim. Thereby, or with it, a double is negated. Theology is not a science of one particular object among others, which we call or name God. Of such a science, the critique of reason has made an end. It has also brought down theology from heaven to earth. Theology is a part of religious sciences, or of the science of religion, namely the systematic normative part. Second, theology is not the scientific presentation of a particular set of revelations. This conception puts a supernatural authoritative concept of revelation forward, or you could say is predicated on a supernatural authoritative concept of revelation, which, I'm going to jump to the end here, has or was overcome through the wave or by the wave of the religious historical insights and the logical and religious critique against conceptual supernaturalism. So there you go. Tillich is not a fan of authoritative revelation. What can I say? Hope you enjoyed these episodes, and we'll be starting a new author next week.